Hello everyone, hi, welcome in. I don't know if I've described to you guys what the cake is going to be, but basically it's my starting screen, you know, with the clouds, that gradient from yellow, orange to like pink, purple, blue, but on a cake, and with like little clouds and stuff. I've never done a cake like this before. I've never decorated a cake particularly. Can't wait for Lycel to dump sugar on the cake. Yeah, dude, I'll just freaking open the packet upside down on top of the cake and be like, did I do it right, cutie? And then she will say, what the fuck did I agree to?
Hello!
Yo!
This is Lycel. She drew our merch art.
I did, yeah, the one of
So
Swift
nice
and
to
Durs.
have you here. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Swift
very
and
hyped
Durs,
to do
she
it.
had to deal with me.
You're fine. It was a pleasure working with you, all right?
So Lycel sent me a picture that she drew of a cake, which is on my screen. It's somewhere in this corner, I think below me.
Yeah, sorry, I did it in paint in like 20 seconds, so it's not the best drawing I've ever done.
No, it's good. It's good. And so, and she was like, hey, do you have any tips for this? And I was like, why don't we just do a stream together? So here we are, we're doing it. What is the cake for, Lycel?
Eating, I think. I decided to do it because I've always wanted to decorate a cake, and it's, my stream layout when I'm like speedrunning and stuff has that like sort of design with the colors and the clouds and stuff, so I just thought it'd be cute to make one that fits, basically. And I'm always down to eat cake.
Oh, that's fun, so it matches your stream.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of cake did you make?
I have some Victoria sponges. I hope they're cooked properly. Yeah, hopefully they're edible.
I'm substituting. I made a carrot cake a while ago, and so I'm going to add some cream cheese into my frosting.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you to do that because obvious reasons. Yeah.
So, cream cheese and vanilla sponge would be
carrot
nasty.
Cake, but not so much with sponge. Yeah. But some people just love cream cheese though. They'll eat it by the spoonful, but I'm not one of those girls.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if that's more of an American thing, but I don't know. I haven't heard of many people doing that, but I've seen people going crazy over cream cheese over there, so I feel like it's one of those things, you know? It's more popular over there. Like peanut butter.
Really like it. I don't know why.
I found out the other day that apparently there's sugar in peanut butter over there. Like here it's a savory spread, right? Usually you have it like salted or just on its own.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is, I thought that was super weird to learn.
It's very sweet over here. That's funny. I didn't know that. I'll have to try some Australian peanut butter.
It explains why people eat it by the spoonful.
What we need this to be is we need our butter to be room temperature. Well, it's like sweet. Ludwig eats peanut butter and cream cheese every morning.
Damn.
Okay. So we need to make this room temperature like very malleable, like very spreadable. So do you have a microwave?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just going to microwave it like maybe 5 seconds at a time. You'll pull it out, feel it, rotate it, put it in 5 seconds, pull it out, feel it, rotate it. We just need it to get really, really soft is what we're going for.
Sure. All right, I'll do that.
Okay. Where's your butter at? I just finished mine.
I think they're both done, I hope. I think they're both squishy-ish. Yeah.
We love that. Okay. I would just do a little, do half your butter at once, and then you're going to whip it so then it gets nice and airy and fluffy. And then add the other half, whip it again, so it's all combined and it's all airy and fluffy. Usually, when I used to work in a bakery, we would leave our butter to whip until it was like white, like until our butter looked like frosting.
Right.
Which is totally not what we're gonna do today because I don't care that much. Like it doesn't make a big deal. But that just some people will be like, oh, can you over whip your butter? You absolutely can't. So you're just adding air to it, unless your mixer is going so fast that it adds heat and then melts your butter, but I personally have never seen that. Now that our butter is all whipped, we're just gonna add our powdered sugar.
The butter is looking pretty good now.
Yay! Okay, so now your butter is all smooth. We're gonna start adding our powdered sugar. So you have to add a little bit of powdered sugar at a time. If you add too much, it'll make a giant mess because of course, you add a lot of air and wind into a lot of powder before it's really added to that, then hopefully we don't need all of this. The hard thing about frosting is it's one of those things that you do to taste. So let's start with just adding 3 cups in, and then we'll mix, and then we'll add 3 cups, and then we'll taste and see where we're at.
I 100% just poured in a bunch of sugar, and I have no idea how much it is. It was
great,
but I think that'll be fine. It'll be all right.
That's how frosting is totally great to do that. even when I did the cake with Point Crow, I was like, okay, pour in half the bag. Taste it. Pour in a little more. Like, you know, so
yeah, for sure.
it's totally fine if you don't feel like measuring. Okay, I've added a lot of sugar, so I'm going to taste. Oh my god, and I spilled so much sugar on this. Okay. Jesus.
I already managed to cover myself in butter, which I think is like slightly worse because that's yuck.
Yeah, that's harder to get off.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So I'm going to taste mine. I have a feeling it's definitely not there. I just ate butter.
Mine's still pretty buttery.
Yeah. So just keep adding sugar, and you'll want to add a splash of vanilla extract too. Just like it depends how big your capfuls are. My cap is about half a teaspoon. So 1.5 teaspoons would be good.
My vanilla's not very strong, so I'll probably do a couple. Yo, that's still tasting pretty good now.
Okay, sure. Have you ever filled a pastry bag before?
No, I never have.
Perfect. Okay, so you're gonna grab one, and you're gonna kind of stick your hand in it.
So, like that?
Yep, so you're gonna stick your hand in it, and then grab that hand with the other. And then pull this hand out, but keep it open like that. Right. Yeah. Okay. And then you're gonna pull this down around that open hand. So now you have like a nice cup.
For sure.
Yeah, literally beginners, I've seen people do is they will get a cup and they will put their piping bag on it and roll it down, and I'm like, you have a cup, it's your hand. Like, you don't do that, you know, it's kind of silly. So we're just gonna start with white because that's all we need to do a crumb coat on these. And what a crumb coat is, it seals in all of those crumbs, so we just have a beautiful outside of our cake. And we're just gonna scoop some frosting into this and pack it down. Make sure your frosting is spreadable. If it's not, add a bit of milk to it. But if it feels very like you could spread it with a knife on a piece of toast, then you're good.
Am I meant to like push it down to the end or what?
Nope, that's totally fine.
Okay.
So in a little bit, we're gonna cut. We're just literally gonna cut the tip off because that can be as open as we want it, and then it'll all move down. So there'll be no air pocket. So you're filling yours with jam, right?
Yeah. I've got some jam here. I had to heat it up because it was kind of.
Love that. What kind of jam is it again? Lingonberry, is that what you said?
I got raspberry jam, but then I also got some Logan berries as well, like fresh ones.
Ooh, that'll be so good. Okay, so what you're gonna do is do you have a Lazy Susan, or are you working on a plate?
I have a spice rack, which I have put a cake thing on top of, and it just
love that. That's very creative. Okay, perfect. Let's use that. Let's do your fat guy first. So you have that really heavy one. So you always want to do your biggest one on the bottom, because otherwise he's going to crush your friends and we're going to be sad. So fat guy on the bottom. Sure. And then what you're going to do is make sure there's no crumbs around him. So we're going to kind of like brush away those crumbs. And then we're going to just cut a tip off of the bottom of your thing. It can be a pretty big hole. I would say probably the width of like your thumbnail.
Okay.
Is where you're going.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, so what you're gonna do, since you are doing jam, you need to make a little bit of a thin layer so that jam doesn't soak in. So the first thing you're gonna do is just squeeze a little blob right in the middle. Okay. And then take a butter knife or a frosting spatula and just make that a really thin coating. It's like sealant, so we don't want any of that jam to soak into your cake. So we're just kind of making this butter barrier to protect it. So now you're going to take your frosting bag, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a dam. And the point of the dam is to keep your jam in from coming out your sides. So you're just going to go around the edge, and you're squeezing from the top of your bag, and you're using your other hand just to guide.
Yeah, I'm using two hands because it's a bit thick, so I don't have like the strength in one hand. So
that's totally fine, and it does take practice too.
Perfect.
Don't worry, this part doesn't matter. This part can be ugly.
Okay, all right, sick.
Okay, so now you're gonna scoop your jam in there, and you're just gonna fill it up to those walls, and then you'll sprinkle in your berries. Very, very simple.
Sweet.
Someone in my chat asked how long I've been decorating cakes, and I've been decorating cakes since I was about, I'm not gonna say how old, but I'm gonna say I've been decorating cakes for like 11 years, 10 years. I used to do it professionally. So I think the most wedding cakes I made in a year was about 560 in a year.
Jeez, that's
It's a little
insane.
crazy. Yeah.
It's like 2 cakes a day.
Yeah. Well, usually what it would be like 6 or 8 cakes on a Saturday.
Right.
And then like 6 or 8 cakes on a Sunday, 6 or 8 cakes on a Friday. Okay, so we're gonna take our next cake and you're just gonna stack it on top.
Okay.
How hot is it in Australia right now?
It's actually been a really weirdly cold summer. Like it was raining this morning. I think it's 21 degrees, which is not that hot at all.
It always makes me so confused that because in Australia you have Christmas in the summer, right?
Yeah. And you know, Christmas in the winter weirds me out. Like, what the heck? You don't eat. We like, you know, sit inside and in the air conditioner and eat seafood and cold meats and stuff. You know, that's like our Christmas
we have like
traditions.
roast by the fire.
Yeah, it's very different. But I mean, there's still a lot of snowflakes and that sort of like branding around, so it is a bit confusing.
That is confusing.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad because I kind of want to like join in with the festivities and make snowmen and whatever, but I never even
sweater.
Yeah, exactly. You can't buy Christmas sweaters anywhere, and I want a really ugly Christmas sweater, but you just can't find them.
All right, and then you got a big scraper, right?
Yeah, I got these ones.
Yeah, perfect. So that's where this is gonna come in. Is now we have our weird like kind of lumpy crazy thing, and we're just gonna spread it. And you're just trying to make a thin layer again across all of the cake, and what that does is that glues in any of these crumbs so they won't get into the rainbow we're making later.
Okay, cool.
The spreading tool it's kind of the hack with cake decorating. A lot of people don't realize that. It makes your life a ton easier. Like when I did the cake with Point Crow or when I did the cake with Chris, I didn't tell them to buy one because I thought it was funnier to see them not have the hack.
Just see them suffer. Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was better. Your cake is looking good. You're doing this perfectly.
Good. Yeah. So what's the... am I done with this coat, or should I keep going?
Same with the top. Let's just get a thin layer on the top too.
Right, sure.
So we're gluing everything in. This is what this does. It glues it in. All right. So kind of the hard part, and I'm going to pull up a picture of the cake real quick, is mixing all the colors. So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, right? So what makes this hard is we don't really know how much is going to cover what. So what I like to do is break it down by what you can add to one another. So I look at my yellow and I'm like, okay, my yellow can go into that light orange and my yellow can go into that dark orange. Great. So we're trying to guesstimate, and that's what's hard about cakes is you gotta guess. We're trying to guesstimate how much frosting we need for those 3 colors alone.
I don't know if I added enough. It basically just looks like it did before, which was already pretty yellow, to be fair. Like, I've added a bit of yellow in.
Yeah, so it's totally preference here. I would add that splash of milk so it makes your life easier.
Good call.
We're gonna do the same thing where we just cut a little hole in it because this is gonna be pretty sloppy. So we're just putting a ring around our cake with this yellow, and you're gonna leave it as a ring. We'll smooth it out after we get all the colors on there. That's how you do different colors on cake, is you don't smooth it out until you have all your colors on there.
Okay.
And then after you do your yellow, you're gonna go back to your bowl, squeeze your yellow back in there, and we're gonna make that light orange. And then we repeat this process until, we're gonna kind of hit a wall at that pink color and decide what to do. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of red to my yellow to make it orange.
Yeah.
So this is just fun. You're an artist. You know color mixing. This is just fun color.
Yeah, red is a bit scary because it's like so much more powerful. It's a very pinky red I seem to have, so it's actually kind of pretty. It's making like a peachy color.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. The annoying thing is you have to use a new frosting bag for each of these.
Oh, I did use the same one.
Yeah. As I heard you crinkling that, I was like, hopefully she did. And that's why I said it that way. Because otherwise you're going to have yellow streaks in that.
Oh, you're totally right. All right,
yeah,
I'll pipe that back out again.
Okay, I am done with my peach. Now I'm going to go that darker shade. I remember one time, this is kind of a weird cake story. This girl from my high school reached out and, Pinterest. Everybody fucking loves Pinterest. And she sent me this cake from Pinterest and she's like, hey, could you make this for my birthday? And what you get used to with cakes is that people do not want to pay for cakes.
A bit like art.
Yeah, like guess like the cake you're making right now, guess how much I would charge for it at a bakery.
I mean, if it takes you like 2 hours, then I don't know. It's a skilled thing, so it should be like, I don't know, $20 an hour or something. So I don't know, $40 then plus ingredients.
Okay.
50 maybe? I'm not sure.
So 50. So this cake is a 6-inch cake, so this will feed, it's really tall, so it would feed about 8 people. But yeah, so it's taken me 2-3 hours to decorate it, maybe, you know, baking it was another few hours, so you think about that. For this cake, and my cake is smaller than yours, so your cake would be more expensive than mine.
Mm-hmm.
For this cake, I would charge at least $85.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So for your cake that's bigger than mine, that would be at least 100, maybe 110, 120. People just don't realize. So this girl, and this happens to me a lot still, not as much as it used to, but people will DM me and they'll be like, I want this tier, like this 2-tier cake and blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, that's $225. And they're like, well, what? Like, it's just for my birthday. It can't be like, I don't want to spend that much. And I'm like, well, okay, then let's do a 1-tier cake, you know? Because like, it's very, very funny, which is totally fine. I think it's just educating people because I think a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm never judgmental, but it is hard when they start like arguing with me, like, no, do it for this amount. And I'm like,
yeah,
no.
That is literally the worst. If you've decided on what is, you know, a fair price, you're not trying to, steal anybody's money. You're just charging what it costs you and, enough to live off and all of that. So,
yeah, and it's supply and demand. So it's like, if you're talking to me during wedding season, I'm not charging $20 an hour. Like, my time is $50 an hour to decorate your cake.
Yeah, for sure.
Because people will pay that because they want me to decorate their cake. And so it's like, but in February, when wedding season is not happening, then it's like, yeah, I'll take $20 an hour. Like,
yeah.
So sometimes supply and demand is yourself, but it's kind of funny because I'm sure it happens with art too. It was funny because it reminds me of Lycel was doing my art, and I was like, okay, just send me what you charge. And she's like, I don't know what to charge for merch. And I was like, well, do the research, whatever you think is fair. Like, you're the artist. I think it's a good lesson to learn like your own value, and no matter what you do.
It is hard to know because, I don't know, as a freelance, you're always terrified of scaring somebody off, that they're just going to be like, oh, you charge that much? Get fucked, and then they just, leave. But I don't think that actually happens as often as I worry it will happen. It's actually not that common. Most of the time, people want to pay as much as the artist is thinks is fair, basically.
There's only been one time where an artist has been surprised me with their amount, and I was like, okay, well, what could we do closer to this amount? And I think this is a nice lesson for chat. That's how you respond to that. Everyone has a budget for things.
Exactly. Whenever I tell people what price my thing is, I'm always like, look, just, let me know what your budget is, because sometimes people do underestimate how much time and effort goes into something like that, and how much it does cost the artist to actually do something that has that much time in it. Because, they just see the final product. They're like, oh, a drawing, it's just a piece of paper or whatever.
Yeah, it's just this piece of paper, but it's like, oh, well, someone spent all night doing that.
Yeah, and then also, 15 years of practicing to get good enough to make something like that, so.
And they were able to make exactly what you wanted, and no one else could have done that. Yeah. But now we're at the pink, which I'm staring at this, and I'm like, okay, can I make pink with this orange?
I reckon mine's too dark. I think if I tried, it would just be a really dark orange.
That's where I'm starting to think too. I'm thinking that about mine. Yeah, so you'll probably have to scrap your dark orange, and then you're gonna get some white to make that pink.
Hey. What do you have to say to the masses, Zilly? What do you have to say? She's not a very talkative cat. Are you? No, you're not. Want some cake? Want some cake? No, that's not meat, she says. If it's not meat, I'm not interested. Good kitten. She is a good kitten.
I have like such a light pink. I have to figure out how to get it a little more saturated.
Yeah, same. Because like the light pink is lighter than the orange, so.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. I feel like I still need to go a little bit darker. Man,
Yeah, mine is like neon, but I think it's my only way to get to the right gradient, so I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there's my pink.
Nice.
It feels good.
Yeah, that looks good to me. That's a cute gradient.
Damn it, I can't get that color. Remember that color I loved so much? I can't get it now.
Yeah, it turns out my blue is kind of green turned because this this purple looks disgusting. But hey,
Perfect.
that's okay. We'll get there.
Okay, and the blue.
Dude, you've totally overtaken me. I'm still trying to get this purple to not look like a dog shit gray. I'm just gonna see.
Alright.
I have a different packet of blues. I'm gonna see if this blue is like less green. Oh fuck. Oh shit. That just turned it black. That just turned it black. I mean, it's still kind of purple. It just looks dirty.
No, that looks good. From here, I mean, I don't know what it looks like here, but it looks like a bright. It looks like my purple up here that you can't really see in between.
Okay, yeah, maybe if I just go into the blue, nobody will notice that the purple's kind of dusky, I guess.
Yeah, but I think it's fine if it's dusty. It's funny because this is going to be a sunset, but it also kind of looks like an Easter egg.
True.
I just looked at it and I was like, this could be an Easter egg.
Only a few months too early.
Yeah.
That's another thing, Easter in autumn. Kind of awkward.
That's so weird. Yeah, 'cause it's very springy. Like,
Yeah.
bunny.
Yeah, and Halloween in spring.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like one pet peeve of mine is when people like have a winter themed competition around December, because it's just, you know, I want to take part, I want to be part of it, but you know, like I can't relate. It's not snowing here, so I'm in the summer vibes when everybody else is, you know, getting all cozy and everything, and I just can't relate.
Yeah, because like, you know, winter or like Halloween's supposed to be spooky with like leaves and like dead trees, and you're like, oh, there's blossoms outside.
yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna jump to the smoothing part. So go ahead and grab your big smoother and make sure it's cleaned off. And the biggest thing about this is you have to keep your hand steady. I'm gonna again check for any crumbs. I don't want any crumbs on my board, so I'm gonna go through and wipe those off. This is the fun part. It's very satisfying. I wish I had a better camera so you guys could really see it. Okay, so the biggest thing here is you have to keep even pressure. So see, if I hold this up, I can see like my pink comes out a little further than my yellow. My yellow's a little more like, so maybe I went a half an inch on my pink frosting, but a fourth an inch on my yellow. So I have to do that fourth inch. In order to have a consistent cake, we need everything the same length sticking out, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna stab this in, and you wanna keep this as level as possible. I'm gonna kind of stab it in until it's in line with my yellow. And then that's when you start scraping. And it's okay to go around a few times, but you're just gonna have to clean your spatula a lot, because we don't want any of those colors to blend.
Okay.
So then we scrape again. There you go, yours is looking great. The top, what you should do with that, see how you have that rim? You're just gonna take a butter knife and you're gonna swipe that inwards. Or you can use your scraper and just swipe it inwards. So then you're gonna have that really sharp edge once you get there.
Okay, cool.
Great. I'm donezo.
Nice. I'm missing a lot of yellow.
So what I'm gonna do, let's keep yours as a smooth one and let's make mine like the Starry Night one.
Yeah, sure, that sounds good.
So what I'm gonna do, chat, we're kind of interested in playing with textures here. So I'm gonna go through with my fork. I have this fork. I'm gonna go through and make some line textures, maybe like some swirls and stuff like that, just to really, really have like a fun like Starry Night texture on it. Like Van Gogh Starry Night is what I have in my brain. Kind of cool. Chat, what do you think? Can you see it? Kind of catching shadows in weird areas that maybe it shouldn't, but whatever.
Yeah, it looks, I really like that. I think it looks really nice. It's sort of, it's almost got like a piñata vibe now, you know?
Yeah, piñata is a good word. Okay, great. So let's get your pastry bag with your tip in it. So you're just gonna cut off the top and then slide your tip in.
Okay.
So this time we're cutting off the top first.
Right, sure.
So then once your tip's in there, you're gonna do the same thing to fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're just gonna pipe some clouds and any vision of clouds.
All right.
Where you see clouds. I'm just gonna do some dollops, I think. I'm gonna do this
That
before
artistry.
you. So hopefully you have some reference. That's a cute little cloud I added. We love him. He's great. I'm gonna do one right here. You like yours?
Yeah, I put them all at the bottom. Because
Okay.
I thought it might sort of look more like, I don't know, that sort of heavy sunset clouds, but
That's fun. I love that.
now the middle of it's kind of bare. And I don't know
Well,
how
you
to
could
fill
do
it
some
up.
wispy ones in the middle. Why not?
Yeah, true. I could do
Some thinner ones. Cute. It's so cute. I'm so happy with it. What a cool design. Look what you did.
I'm glad it turned out good. I think that looks great. That's sick. I really actually like the texture. I feel like that adds a lot.
I like your wispy clouds. Your wispy clouds are really cool.
Thanks.
Well, great. I had fun hanging out.
Hell yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me. You didn't
You're
have
welcome.
to, so I appreciate it.
Hey, you did a lot for me. It was the least I could do was decorate a cake with you.
Yeah, thank you. Man, I'm gonna have a lot of fun eating this as well. It's gonna be tasty.
Yeah, that was the best part. Alrighty, I'll see you later.
See you later.
Thanks for hanging out with me.
Yeah, thank you. Alright, here we go. Hi, chat. Hello, chat. It's nice to see you guys. I am pleasantly surprised by how the cake looks, to be honest. I am pleasantly surprised. How does one luster dust? Is like a proper way to do it or what? Because I got no idea what I'm doing. Yo, that works. Sick. Sick. Dude, I'm so happy with this cake. It looks so good. You guys want to see up close? I won't drop it, I promise. This is how it looks. So sick. Yo, let's go. You guys want to cut it? You guys want to cut it? Oh, there she is. Hell yeah, dude. That looks so good. Oh, how does it taste? That's the next question, because Cutie guided me fantastically through the process of decorating the cake. However, she had no helpful, well, I make it sound like it's her fault. She wasn't there to assist me when I was making the actual cake, so I don't know if it tastes dog or not. This probably isn't the recommended way to eat it, but it's not bad. Yeah, the Victoria sponge is really buttery, and then with the buttercream, it's good. They go together well. Now I have like a half an hour of cleaning up to do, because my entire keyboard and mouse is covered in luster dust, which admittedly is quite pretty, but not what we're looking for. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. I love you all very much, and bye. I'll see you later.